Hello my friends, I'm Duchess and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I decided to upload a video. I know it's been a long time since I posted on here. I wish I could post more often. I'm going to try to post here and there, but I'm not really sure what the schedule would be. So we'll just kind of see from here. I've been working a little bit on Webtoon, but not really that much, to be honest. I've been going through a lot in my personal life. I graduated from university with my bachelor's degree in accounting, and right now I'm in the MBA program for accounting. So it's kind of been stressful, and I'm trying to balance my school life, my work life, my personal life, and then my artist life as well, which might not seem like a lot, but sometimes I spend a little too much time in certain lives, and then I don't have enough time for my Webtoon. So it's been really difficult trying to work on it, but thankfully I feel like I have more motivation than I've had in a while. I took a break from drawing for a bit. I haven't been posting anywhere pretty much on any of my social medias, and I've just been really inactive overall. But I have been working on my webtoon here and there, which is my new romance drama webtoon that I submitted for the Webtoon Contest 2025 called The Kiss That Ruined My Life. I believe I mentioned it here before and might have been all I talked about in one of my previous videos, but I started working on a project that was a little bit closer to home, and it's something that I really care about and it's very inspiring to me. I don't know, I like to work on it. I focus on writing the script and it's really fun. I have a lot of fun with it and it motivates me to work harder and actually draw what I'm writing. I don't know, maybe it's because I've always been kind of a writer since high school. I was always writing stories because I loved to read, so I would write all the time, and so maybe me enjoying the writing process is just making me really want to draw more because I want to see it in drawing. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if that makes sense, but anyway, I've been trying to set a goal for myself, which is to just draw one panel every day, and then maybe 2 or 3 on the days that I have more time. And it also depends because there's different types of panels you have. There's the really complicated ones and then the really simple panels that don't take that much time. You guys probably know what I'm talking about. So I've been kind of doing that. There are some days that I skip and some days that I do 3 or 4 panels, but it's been pretty good so far. Usually when I'm busy with exams and there's exam after exam or presentation after presentation, then I skip a few days, which is kind of bad, but overall I would say it's been pretty good so far, and it's much better than me dividing up my time saying, okay, Saturday is the day that I work on my webtoon and then I have to do 16 whole panels so that way I can post it that week, and I feel like it's really kind of stressful. And so I think this kind of small daily goal is much better for me in terms of management and just for my own self so that I don't get art block and other things. Currently, I have posted 4 whole episodes of my webtoon already. I wrote out the whole entire plot line, so I know how it all goes, and I know how many episodes I have. I just haven't gotten to writing them all out yet, and I'm not really drawing as fast as I would like, of course, but that's not really possible, so that's fine. I posted it on my webtoon already, so if you guys are interested and want to check that out, I would be so grateful. I have the link in my description and also in my YouTube bio here. I'm going to try to post on my webtoon every month, I think, which is kind of not often at all. I would love to post much more often like I used to when I was making The Unexpected Enchantress. I would post every week, and then eventually 2 weeks, and then eventually 1 month, and then eventually never. But I feel like I would stress out too much about not having enough panels to draw. which is something I always felt like when I was making my old webtoon. And all my readers were really supportive. Nobody ever said like, wow, that was so short, or like, you don't have enough panels. Everybody was always telling me, take your time, don't worry about us, and this is perfect amount of panels. And you guys are all just so sweet. But personally, I was always really bothered by it, which I think is why I was apologized for it like all the time. So yeah, I mean, I was barely posting 8 panels per upload, which is really, really small. And that was like every 2 weeks. So I think I'm going to pace myself and just really try to stick to this goal, which I feel like is already so helpful. So hopefully by the end of the month, I would have about half an episode completed, which is, I guess, 30 panels. So basically my overall goal is to post half an episode a month. So it's going to take me a few years to finish this entire webtoon if I'm able to continue working on it, which I'm going to try my best to really work on it. It's something that I think is really doable compared to my old webtoon, which I'm not really going to get into. I think I already touched on it. But if you guys want to know more, if you guys have questions, that's fine too. I'm definitely down to like really go into that more. It's just I'm not really going to talk about that right now. So yeah, in total I have about 80 to 90 episodes. It's kind of in between there, but yeah, so you do the math for how long it's going to take me to finish my webtoon. So in this video I am working on this cafeteria scene. I'm really enjoying this webtoon a lot. I feel like it's so much different from The Unexpected Enchantress, and I'm learning so much more because I'm just also kind of pushing myself too as well. There was so much going on in my old story, and I always really avoided backgrounds, which I told you guys before, so I'm sure you know already that I just hate drawing backgrounds. And so I also mentioned I transitioned to using Clip Studio Paint instead of Procreate, and that has been so helpful and has just really helped me upgrade my webtoon making process. It has allowed me to make the process so much easier because I can use 3D assets, and in this drawing here, I'm drawing the cafeteria, but the cafeteria was made using assets from Clip Studio, which I bought. It's definitely expensive compared to Procreate because Procreate is just basically a one-time purchase and there's no assets that you can buy from there. I think you can use other 3D models to import backgrounds and stuff, but I was never really able to figure that out, and I'm pretty comfortable with Clip Studio after using it so much and spending a lot of time doing research the past year or so. But basically I bought a bunch of separate assets in the Clip Studio store. I used the Clip Studio money, like the Clippy and the gold, to get these assets, which you have to pay extra for, I believe. So right now I'm spending about $110 on yearly subscription for Clip Studio, which is not that bad because I think it's pretty worth it. I get to enjoy making my webtoon and even make a webtoon, and yeah, it's not too bad. But I also purchased a Clippy subscription, so I get some Clip Studio money every month that I can use to buy assets. I don't buy that often, but it's just nice to have, and it's not too expensive for the subscription, I believe, but I don't remember how much it is. I bought individual assets like a chair, a table, and then a few like random cafeteria furniture, which are like the long tables, the cold cases, and then like a vending machine. And then I put it into a file drawing and I rearranged everything and put it together so I had a whole cafeteria background theme. I think that there's a lot of 3D websites that you can just find like a whole 3D cafeteria and import that into your webtoon and use it, but I feel like since I'm working on my iPad, I don't have enough storage for that kind of massive asset. So I really just pretty much build my backgrounds from scratch using the 3D models that I buy. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but yeah, it did take me a while to put it together, like to try to like figure out the perspective and everything, but it's been pretty convenient to use after I've already made the whole actual background because I save it and then whenever I need it, I just pull it out and rearrange it, adjust the background to the view that I want, save it as a PNG, and then with the liner, of course, and then I import it into my Webtoon and then do what I'm doing right now. So even though it is a little bit of a hassle, I do think it makes it much easier, even though I have to go and like erase all of the lines in between and stuff so that it looks nice. And it definitely takes a long time, but it's better than me actually trying to draw it because I can never get it to look this good. So it's been really helpful. And after I do all of that, then I draw all of the people. This is pretty fun. I pretty much draw all of the characters here. It's tedious, but if you've watched my videos or followed me for a while already, you probably know that I actually enjoy drawing people much more than I enjoy drawing anything else, so this is really fun. I get to design people and just draw a bunch of random characters, which I don't really do anymore since I make Webtoon, right? So yeah, I pretty much draw all the same characters all the time, so it's a fun change of pace. Also, since this is like an establishing shot just to show the whole cafeteria and let the readers know, like, hey, it's lunchtime, everyone's eating, this is the cafeteria. So I don't really put too much focus or detail into the characters. As you can see, it's kind of wonky, they're not perfectly shaped, and when you get to the expressions, you'll see that, like, I'm really just kind of throwing everything together. But yeah, I've been working on my perfectionism a lot. I've told you guys about it before, and like how I had trouble like progressing on my webtoon because I was always stressing and thinking about like how it was not anatomically correct, or I didn't like the way it looked, or it wasn't professional enough. But I really enjoy drawing these types of panels more and more, and just making kind of like messy panels that are good enough to fill up the space, but not super detailed. And yeah, so not all of the characters here are anatomically correct. It's a little bit off, but I'm not really focusing on that. Just trying to draw, just enjoy the process. And after I'm done with that, I have to color everything in. I don't know how some webtoon artists have color on their 3D assets already. I think maybe they use different 3D websites that already have the color and everything. But yeah, when I use it in Clip Studio, there's not really any color, and then I just save the line art itself. So there's no color anywhere, and I have to color everything myself. But I've seen a lot of artists have like a full background that they use, and then they can like change the lighting and change the colors and stuff. But I don't really have that. Anyways, but I'm not sure what that is. I'm totally okay with this for now. As I mentioned earlier, it's already way better than I could ever do by hand. So I'm already so thankful for this expediting my webtoon making process. And when I finish the coloring, all of the people's, the chairs and stuff, then I color the people, and this is much more fun. I kind of use the same base color for everybody. I kind of change it up a little bit. I have like 3 different stands that I rotate into. So that makes it pretty easy, but it's definitely the most enjoyable part because it's less tedious and I get to be more creative and use different colors that I don't normally use. So it's fun. And the best part I would say is doing the expressions. I like to make little derpy expressions. I feel like it's so cute. It's silly, but it's also really expressive at the same time. I obviously like making stories. You know, I'm a webtoon artist. I'm not great at making it, but I still enjoy making them. So whenever I draw these kinds of scenes with like a bunch of different characters, I just imagine that they have a little story going on, and I imagine what they're doing and what they're saying and what they're up to as I draw these faces. And it's just super fun. I'm enjoying this piece a lot, and I know readers are just gonna pass it by pretty quickly, but it's okay. I like it, and honestly, really enjoying the process and not focusing too much on what people might think of it, or like focusing on little details that don't really matter, is what's gonna help me, I think, to enjoy the process more compared to before when I was always stressing. So, yeah. Now, the part that I'm absolutely dreading and I haven't gotten to in this video yet, and I'm not going to get into for a while, is drawing the food. I did draw the trays, you'll see. I'm drawing the trays in there, which was a pain in the butt because perspective is confusing, as always. And yeah, so I mentioned it probably once or twice before, but I suck at drawing food, so it's just gonna be like literal blocks of color in their trays. So yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna try to make it look a little bit better because I have seen some readers comment or like say that a pet peeve of theirs was people not drawing good looking food or just having 3D food, which I'm not gonna use 3D food. I feel like that's too much work, to be honest. But I'm also really not great at drawing food, so pick your poison. Anyway, I basically am just gonna try to draw it as best as I can, but I'm gonna do that way later off camera whenever I get the motivation to do that part. But yeah, I'm just gonna shade a little bit of the food to make it look kind of okay and just be done with that because I don't want to stress about that too much. I'm also going to render and shade a tiny bit just to add a little bit more like variety, so everything's not super flat because it's very, very flat right now. Just a little bit of shadow under their neck. I feel like that's always a must. I almost always have shadows under their neck. I'm also going to add a little bit on their sleeves here and there and their shirts just to add a little bit of texture, and of course highlights in their hair. I feel like that's really like a nice finishing touch. I also did add a little bit of blush to everybody and little sparkles here and there just to make it look like my art style, so it's like cohesive, because I always have like blush and the little highlights there. And yeah, so that's pretty much all that I did for this panel, and this is the only panel I made that day that I made it because it took a long time. I would like to say like 4 hours possibly, maybe more, but I'm not 100% certain. Unlike Procreate, I know for sure you can see how much time that you spent on your art pieces in Procreate, and I would always show you guys like, oh yeah, this took me 45 minutes, or this took me 8 hours, or so and so. But for Clip Studio, I'm not exactly sure where that function is, or if we're able to track it like that, but I'm probably going to look into that because I'm always really curious to see how fast I can work on it. So yeah, but this panel definitely took me a long time. I'm just not sure how much. Anyway, let me know down in the comments below if you guys would like to see more of these long process videos, or if you guys have any specific questions that you guys would like to know or have for me regarding what I'm doing or my plans or whatever it is. You guys are always so helpful and ask great questions. So yeah. That is all I have for you guys this week. If you guys enjoyed this week's video or learning something new, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and click the notification bell to get notified. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time.